What's up, family? My name is ElijahAmmi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a grown folk channel. This is where we have heart-to-heart conversations and keep it real. Here on this channel, everybody matters. Everybody's family. Here on this channel, we express love because at our core, we are love. I love you guys, and thank you for being with me on this beautiful journey called life. Peace.
What's up, family? Man, so much going on. There's so much going on. If you follow my channel, if you look at the videos I have, man, the great majority, if not probably 95, 98% of them, all deal with some type of mental health issue. You know what I mean? All of my videos deal with our growth and development. That's all mental health stuff. You know what I mean? Stay with me. We're going to go somewhere. That's my passion. That's my just burning, yearning desire, is to share with the world the importance of understanding our mental health. You know what I mean? So you're going to see me talking a lot more in depth on mental health issues, not just our growth and development, but getting real specific in regards to mental health. Man, our mental health is the most important thing that we need to be looking at. Forget everything else. You know what I mean? Your mental health is the most important thing. So many of us, man, we work out physically. We want to look like we're in shape, and we want to be in shape physically. And we spend far more time on our physical being than we do our spiritual being, our emotional being. You know what I mean? Stay with me. We're going to go somewhere. And so people ask me a lot, man, well, what was it that got you going on this? What was it that makes you so passionate about, talking about mental health stuff? What was it that gives you or got you on this path? Man, I came in the world on this path. You know what I mean? I came in the world on this path. I came in the world with this mission, for this purpose. I talk to you guys a lot about living your purpose and walking in your full potential. And the fact that we have soul contracts and that we've made agreements prior to coming here of how we're supposed to live our life and what we're supposed to do with our life. And when you look back over your life and you look at all the things that you've gone through, man, family, if you're cognizant of it, if you're mindful of it, if you're connected to God and you understand, man, all the stuff that you've gone through is to help you and aid you in fulfilling your purpose. All the stuff that you've gone through is to give you some insight, some understanding, some tools so that you can walk in your purpose. Okay? And so when you look at my life, man, and I've shared this before, but when you look at my life and at the age of 2, seeing my father murder my mom, man, that was beyond devastating. You know what I mean? We're talking about mental health issues. You know what I mean? And so as a 2-year-old kid, seeing that and screaming and crying, and I know my mom was screaming and crying, but nobody heard us. So when you sit there and you're screaming out for help and nobody comes to your help, nobody comes to your need, that does something to you as a kid. That does something to you as a human being. That makes you feel like you're voiceless. That makes you feel like nobody cares. So what is it that happened in your life that made you feel like nobody cared about you? What was it that happened in your life that made you feel like you were insignificant, that nobody paid attention to you, that you didn't even matter, that you were completely voiceless? See, what happens is, for the great majority of us, we go through some traumatic event, and that traumatic event shuts us down. That traumatic event makes us stop speaking our truth. That traumatic events makes us feel helpless, makes us feel hopeless. Pain has a way of hurting us, but pain after a while has a way of hurting us deep and to the point to where it completely changes us. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. Pain changes you. If you endure enough pain, you're going to change. Then as a 6-year-old kid, wanting to make an agreement with God. Man, I'll go teach, preach, do whatever you want me to do, you know, and then the next week being sexually molested, not just once, but twice, by religious people, by church people. Man, again, that's devastating. And for a little kid, man, that was even more devastating. You know what I mean? Stay with me. We're talking about mental health issues. And so for me, it was all the trauma that I endured as a young age. You know what I mean? All the trauma of not being accepted by my dad. I grew up left-handed. My dad is right-handed. My mom was left-handed. My dad hated the fact that I was left-handed like my mom. As a kid, when I started writing, man, I would get smacked with the rulers at school. I would get in trouble at home for using my left hand, because they told us, religious folks and their stupid ass shit again, they told me that was devilish. That's what the devil did. The devil uses his left. That's not godly. How in the fuck can being left-handed not be godly? And so, but as a kid, stay with me. As a kid, you don't think like this, like I think now. You know what I mean? As this little kid, I'm thinking, dang, nothing I do is good enough. Man, it's not my fault I'm left-handed. And I'm not even accepted by God just for being left-handed. I wasn't accepted by my dad for being left-handed. And so as a kid, that traumatizes you. That fucks you up. And so that puts you on this path, on this journey of not feeling good enough, of not feeling accepted, of always needing to be validated. And for some of us, the pain was so deep. We've gone through so much that the pain hurt so much that it changed us. And see, here's the trick. Pain can either change you to help you grow, or it changes you for the worse. It comes down to you making a decision. I'm going to say that again. Going through pain of that magnitude will either help you reach your full potential, or it will devastate you and put you on a destructive path. Case in point, I love the movie Joker. Man, it's an awesome movie. Joker, all he wanted to do was be accepted. He went through so much pain and suffering to where it got to the point where he couldn't take no more. He couldn't take no more. And now the world was going to feel his wrath. The world was going to feel his suffering. Some of us, we get to that point of being broken. And all we want to do is love more. All we want to do is help each other so that they don't have to go through the pain and suffering that we went through. Because we know how devastating it was. We know how bad it felt. We know how fucked up it is. You know what I mean? And so our purpose, our goal is, man, I don't want nobody to have to go through that. I don't want nobody to have to live the life that I've lived. I don't want anybody to have to walk around feeling like they're unloved, that they don't matter, like they didn't got a voice, like they're really insignificant. Because I lived that life. And here's the trick. There's so much talk all over social media and just in the world about narcissism. It's almost as though that's a new catchphrase. Anybody that don't kiss your ass, oh, they're narcissistic. Anybody that don't give you what that you want, oh, they're narcissistic. You know what I mean? We make everything out to be narcissism. You know what I mean? We make everybody that don't like us out to be narcissistic. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. And we have to understand that the great majority of people that's talking about narcissism, they're fucking narcissists. And it is what it is. They're narcissists because they've been hurt. All narcissism is rooted in severe pain and suffering. I'm going to say that again. All narcissism is rooted in severe pain and suffering. When you look at a narcissist, man, they could be sitting at a table with people, not understanding what the heck those people at the table are talking about. Okay? But because that narcissist grew up or went through some stuff that made them feel unloved, that made them feel invalidated, that made them feel insignificant, that made them feel like they didn't matter in life. Okay? And so now everything has to be brought back to them. Everything has to revolve around them. Even though it don't revolve around them, even though the conversation or whatever may not even be dealing with them or have anything to do with them, they have to get involved in the conversation, because when they're not involved in the conversation, they're feeling neglected, they're feeling unwanted, they're feeling like their opinion, their voice don't matter. And so they got to interject whatever it is that they interject. Why? Because they want to feel heard. They need to feel validated. They need to feel important. And so they interject into the conversation and then they change the conversation about them. They always interject into the conversation, and they always make whatever the conversation is about, they always bring it back to them. Why? Because that's that little kid in them that has been traumatized, that's never been dealt with. That's that pain and suffering from childhood that they've never resolved. And so they need to be validated. They need to be heard. They need that attention. And so they're going to demand that attention and push that on anybody and everybody they can, because they have unresolved childhood issues of feeling loved, of feeling unloved, of feeling important. You know what I mean? They've been made to feel like they don't matter. They've been made to feel like what they have to say don't matter. They've been made to feel like they're less than. They've been made to feel like they're unloved. They've been made to feel like they're unwanted. And so now their whole life revolves around, man, look at me, I'm this and I'm this and I'm this. They're always bringing attention to themselves. They're always jumping in conversations that ain't got shit to do with them. They're always interjecting something that they don't even know anything about. The need to feel validated, the need to feel heard, the need to feel important. Narcissism, like many of these other quote unquote psychological disorders, we're going to get more involved in each of those conversations, each of those topics. What we're going to start doing on this channel on Wednesdays is breaking down different realms of mental health issues. You know what I mean? And as I was laying there last night, I was like, man, God, I don't know what day to put this on, because everything I talk about, everything I'm about is about resolving our issues. It's about bringing attention to mental health. That's my life. You know what I mean? That's my purpose. I'm not here to preach about Jesus or Allah or any of that other stuff, Buddha, Confucius, none of that stuff. I'm not here to talk about them. I'll talk about them as long as I can bring it back to mental health. Deal with your shit and grow the fuck up. You know what I mean? That's my purpose here. If you want to hear preaching about the Bible, go to church. That's not me. You know what I mean? If you don't want to hear cursing, you might want to get off this channel, because you're going to hear a whole lot of that here. I could be articulate and just as quote unquote professional, if you want to call it that. But here, when we having heart to heart conversations, man, you liable to hear some of anything, everything. But you're always going to hear the truth. We need to grow the hell up. We need to grow up. We need to learn how to deal with our shit. Because we keep passing the shit on to other people. I say this all the time. Hurt people hurt people. Healed people heal people. See, most of us don't even realize that we're still hurt. And so we're unintentionally hurting other people. That's not our intention, but that's what we do, because we're hurt and we don't even know that we're hurt. And so we're bleeding and leaking on all these people that ain't caused our pain, that ain't caused our suffering. So last night, as I was laying there meditating, I was like, God, what do I do? Because I feel a slight shift in the direction of this platform and where we're going and what we're going to be really honing in on. And it's like, okay, man, we got 2 for $20 on Mondays. We got TP Tuesdays, where we're bringing in different people to share their story, their accomplishments in life and where they've been and just all the things that they've gone through, and to encourage and inspire others just through their testimony, their story. Wednesdays, we don't have anything. Thursdays, we have Tribal Thursdays, where we're showcasing the different talents that people have on this platform, whether it's singing, poetry, or whatever. And the Fridays, I do a live. And so I'm like, well, man, God, okay, so I guess it's Wednesday. And so as I'm laying there last night, it's like, all right, man, it has to be Wednesday. And God said to me, nothing happens by accident. There is no coincidence. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. I know that. He said, there's a reason why you're talking about mental health, specifically mental health issues on Wednesdays, Elijah. And I was like, okay, well, enlighten me. I don't get it. He said, Wednesday is the middle of the week. It's the middle of the week. It's the core. It's the core of what you are. It's the core of who you are. It's the core of why you're here. It's the center of why you're here. So we're going to get a lot more in on mental health issues. If you have questions that you want me to talk about, man, in regards to mental health issues, man, shoot me an email or text or whatever. But we're going to dedicate Wednesdays just to dealing with mental health issues. And we're going to handle it topic at a time. Okay? Depression, anxiety, fear, anger, all of those. We're going to talk about all of that stuff. You know what I mean? So just bear with us. Family, we have to understand that we all have some stuff that we need to work on. We have to understand that, man, it doesn't matter what else you do in life. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that your mental health is on point. We have to stop running from that. Man, we have to stop being distracted. And we've been distracted for so long. We get distracted with religion, dogma. We get distracted with politics. We get distracted with entertainment. We get distracted with trying to work out. We get distracted with, quote unquote, trying to live. We get distracted with chasing a bag. We get distracted with relationships. We allow anything and everything to become a distraction to us to keep us from dealing with our issues. And that's why there are many of us in our 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s that ain't dealt with our shit. And we're still just as emotional wreck as we was when the trauma happened to us in the first place. Because we've never dealt with it. We've never dealt with it. And man, family, man, we have to start dealing with this stuff. We have to stop sitting back and talking about, man, I'm gonna go get me a blunt, man, I'm gonna go get me a drink and whoop, and man, I'm gonna turn on the TV and I'm gonna drown my sorrows in TV, and I'm gonna binge on Netflix. I'm gonna eat my way to, coma or whatever. We do all kinds of stupid ass, immature shit to distract us. We have to grow up. And it's a trip because, man, I got family members in their 50s, late 40s, and they play video games all damn day. Whether it's Madden or whatever, it's like, dude, grow the fuck up. How are you a grown-ass man still sitting there playing fucking video games like that all damn day? You ain't got nothing else to do. You have nothing more important to do than be sitting there stuck into a fucking TV, talking to people you don't fucking know on the internet, playing a fucking game? To each their own. I don't want to get caught up in that right now. We're going to talk about that shit a little later on, though. We have to grow up. We have to grow up and start seeing all these things as what they are. And so we say, oh man, this is cool because this is relaxing me. No, it's a fucking distraction to keep you from growing up. It's a distraction to keep you from dealing with your shit. Because now you could get lost in time. And before you know it, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours done passed you by and you ain't fucking accomplished shit. You got to a higher level and you got more skills and you got this and that, but you ain't accomplished shit in fucking life. You only got 24 hours in a day. 24. And you're spending 3, 4, 5 of them on the fucking TV? How the fuck is that helping you? How the hell is that helping you grow? How the hell is that helping you deal with your shit? We have to grow up. I know this isn't a popular conversation. I'm not here to be popular. I don't give a damn what anybody said about me. I'm just being real. I've been rejected my whole life. You know what I mean? I don't give a damn anymore. I'm used to it. It doesn't faze me because it's taught me who I am. It's taught me why I'm here. So I don't need that validation anymore. I don't need those praise and those accolades anymore. Because I understand who I am. And if nobody else appreciates my effort, man, I'm appreciating my own efforts. If nobody else appreciates my efforts, I know my ancestors appreciates my efforts. We're not here to seek the praise of man. We're not here to seek the praise of women. We're here to grow the fuck up and deal with our shit. And to turn around and help other people so that they don't have to go through as much pain and trauma and drama that we did. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. What is it that you're doing that's helping other people deal with their shit? What is it that you're doing that's helping you deal with your shit? And see, I talk all the time, man, you could rock all the crystals you want. You can see all the crystals on me. I got a lot of them, you know what I mean? I got them in my ear, have them in my pockets. But the crystals, family, don't mean that I'm spiritual. These crystals are just a reminder to me of who I am, of who we are. These crystals are made by God. Yeah, they're cut up and found by man, but they're cut up in all this other stuff, you know what I mean? But they were made by God. These are God-made things, natural gemstones, you know what I mean? And so they're a reminder to me, all their different colors and their hues and all this other stuff. It's a reminder to me that, man, we're all different. We all have a unique purpose. One's not better than the other. The purple, it just reminds, the amethyst that I wear a lot of amethyst. It's just a reminder to me, man, I'm royalty. I'm royalty. And because I'm royalty, man, I can't just act a certain way. Because I'm royalty, I can't be in the streets turning up and getting lit and acting a freaking fool. Because I'm royalty, man, I have to carry myself with a certain manner of respect. Because I'm royalty, I don't just allow anybody to come to me and talk to me with all that bullshit. This right here, the turquoise. I wear a lot of turquoise. A lot of turquoise. It's just a reminder to me of my African ancestry. It's a reminder to me of my Native American ancestry. It's a reminder to me, Elijah, don't give a fuck about what people say. Speak your truth. Ain't nobody got a heaven or hell to put you in. Fuck them whether they like what you say or whether they don't. It don't matter. You didn't come here for them. You didn't come here so that they could pat you on your back. You didn't come here so they could praise you. You didn't come here so they could put you on a pedestal and worship you. You came here to speak the truth. Whether they like it or not, fuck them. You're not here for that. Remember who you are. Remember why you're here. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. We gotta deal with our shit, family. I don't care what you got going on. Man, you got some shit you need to deal with. And you're not going to be your best. You're not going to become the greatest version of yourself. You're not going to reach your full potential by not dealing with your shit. And so many of us, we ran from our shit for 20, 30, 40 years. It's become normal being freaking toxic. It's become normal being freaking negative. It's become normal being freaking psychotic. It's become normal for us to be depressed. We have to grow up. We have to deal with our stuff. My hope and prayer is that you learn to like you. You learn to love you. You learn to value you enough to start dealing with your shit. That you learn to love yourself enough to start being fucking honest with yourself about how toxic you really are. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.